that Barrera's corner has prepared him for a boxing contest, which would seem so out of character from the Barrera up to now.
No, a lot of times when a guy gets so many wins under his belt, they start to depend on going in and overpowering everybody. And I think Marco probably had to start out as a boxer, because the first time I watched him fight, that's what struck me so well, his boxing ability. After having so many wins, they start to depend on their power and their character.
Well, if I recollect correctly, it seems that his boxing heroes was Salvador Sanchez, the great featherweight who died prematurely, and he was a boxer puncher, as well as Chavez. So he's doing his Sanchez tonight.
There you go. That's what he should have been doing the first time.
Salvador Sanchez is in your top 5 list, isn't he, Roy?
Most definitely.
Junior Jones pressing a little bit with the right hand. You can see that the blood is trickling from Jones's nose again as Barrera stepped out here into round 4 and threw 2 accurate jabs to start it off, and just to get Jones's nose bleeding again. Jones's accuracy rate way down from his appearance against Barrera in November. And now, as Jones backs off and creates more distance, his left jab is easily blocked by Barrera's glove.
And right there you saw how Barrera is meeting his left jab. That's when he should, oh, good body shot. That's when he should reach around, feint the jab, reach around that right hand and land the hook.
Barrera keeping the right hand up, blocking most of the left jabs. Let's see if at some point Junior Jones begins to hook off of it, as Roy Jones suggests he should. Right hand over the top, almost landed. Barrera coming back calmly with a couple of jabs.
Junior is doing something that I've been accused of doing, but I don't do it that way. When he throws his jab, he's only throwing it to set up the right hand.
This is a very calm, professional performance through 4 rounds by Barrera. Now Jones finally catches him with a right hand, but Barrera goes back to his business and sticks the jab again.
And even when he's getting caught with the right hand, he's still throwing great counter punches, Barrera.
And he's gotten in another one of those good left hooks to the body in this round. They add up over the course of the fight.
Yes, they do.
Jones is starting to get him in his sights in the last 45 seconds.
Yes, he is with that right hand. He's landed some good right hands. But they don't seem to have much effect on Marco. There was a jab off the hook.
Yep.
Hook off the jab.
Hook off the jab by Jones. Barrera coming back to the body. His corner told him not to trade punches in the closing seconds of the round. It's a hard instinct for him to battle.
Now I think Junior's waking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't lower your left hand. Everything is fine. Don't lower your left hand. And if you throw it out there, be sure it comes straight back. With the jab, it's all you got to do. That jab is working beautiful. You're making him miss his jab, and you're countering real well. And what about that jab to the liver? It's a good body shot.
I don't
know what the score is. Don't worry about it. You're all right, though.
You boxing, what you doing?
Listen, you knock the guy out, you don't have to worry about it. Okay?
Keep back in this
you hitting it, hey, you hitting him with some beautiful right hands,
okay,
but it got to come off the jab.
Okay. Throw your right hand a little lower. You're throwing it too high. Hit him in the neck. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we've had 4 rounds, both fighters making adjustments for each other. The fight begins now, I guess.
Yes, it does.
Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored through 4?
Jim, 38-38, 2 rounds apiece. I thought Junior Jones outboxed him certainly in rounds 1 and 4 with that left jab. But I got to tell you, Junior Jones is trying the patience of referee Mills Lane. He constantly rabbit punches Barrera with that right hand. In other words, the right hand lands behind Barrera's back, hits him in the brainstem, and Mills is getting fed up with it.
What's your take on Mills Lane as a referee, Roy?
I think Mills Lane is one of the better referees in the boxing business.
What fighters want is a guy who's decisive, right?
And a guy who's there to make sure he's watching over everything. Don't let stuff go for one fighter and let it get out of hand, then you can't do nothing about it. And when the other guy starts, you want to finally wake up and say, okay, we're going to stop this here when you let one guy get away with it all night. That's how fights get out of hand. Mills Lane usually keeps good control of a fight.
It's very even-handed. Roy Jones, or Junior Jones, I should say, landing a right hand. And then as Mills Lane tried to break him, Junior came back with an uppercut.
I understand. Come on.
Mills says, I understand. Yo entiendo.
And what I think he means here is that they're supposed to protect themselves at all times. He told him that, and that's what he's telling him he understands.
Through the first 4 rounds, Barrera has bothered Junior Jones a lot with his jab.
The bull has turned into the matador.
Good right hand shot by Barrera in counter. Junior getting in closer with his jab, right?
Both fighters are throwing a good jab here now. Now this is getting to be a real boxing match.
Junior trying to time that right hand. He has shortened the distance between himself and Barrera.
You okay? You okay? All right, come on.
Mills Lane working awfully hard in this 5th round.
He wants to keep control of the fight, which is very good for him to do.
That was about keeping their heads apart, right?
No, that was a low blow by Marco Antonio Barrera.
As they came close, Barrera, by coming close, interrupted the arc of Jones's punch below the belt.
Step back, clean. Step back.
I'm sorry, Jones interrupted the arc of Barrera's punch.
Barrera consciously going to the body in the 5th round, consciously and conscientiously. Junior Jones shortening the distance between himself and Barrera to make his jab more effective and give him a better chance of landing one of those right hands over the top. And he landed one there.
Question, Roy, having tasted the power of Jones, you think Barrera is more steeled to accept that power now in this fight?
Yes, he is. He's already tasted the power, and he figures, I've already gotten hit with it. Why worry about it now?
Well, Junior got in 2 right hands in the last 30 seconds of that round, as good as any he's thrown so far.
With your head up in the air. I can't have that. We can't have that. Where the bucket? Spit bucket. We can't have that. All right. Hey, we can't have that. Now look, that 2, 3, and 4 jabs is working beautiful, man. Okay. All right. Now look, when you finish your combination, boss, I need you to fire that shot to the body behind you, okay? But remember,
Marcos, all you need is use intelligence. That jab is just doing it for you. That's all you need. The basic thing is the jab, Marcos. Don't let him breathe, Marcos.
Right there, you heard him tell Marco, don't let him breathe. He's keeping the pressure on Junior. He's staying closer to Junior, so Junior is forced to fight for a full 3 minutes. Because usually in boxing, the puncher will be the guy who wears out first.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12. For the 2nd time in a week, an interesting scoring challenge for the Nevada Athletic Commission judges who are at ringside here tonight. If you didn't get a chance to see De La Hoya Whitaker last week, and you're going to see it for the first time tomorrow night, and you may have gleaned this from reading the newspaper articles, scorer's nightmare.
I think Junior Jones's corner feels as though he'll have to have a knockout to really get a decision here in this fight. They're not looking to win the decision. They want a knockout.
Why should that be?
Well, because just like in last week's fight, a lot of people feel as though the crowd can be a big barrier on the judges. And when the crowd sees Junior do something here, they don't have a reaction to it. But when Barrera does anything close to something, they're going to have a big reaction to it.
You think the crowd won the fight for De La Hoya last week?
I don't think the crowd won the fight for De La Hoya. That fight I thought could have went basically either way. It's just that in my opinion, I think your thing is to beat the champion.
Good right hand by Barrera. Great exchange.
And 2 left hooks to the body, helping him to back Jones off at the end of the exchange.
Another thing I want to add is that I know De La Hoya didn't feel comfortable about the fight because he said quickly he wants to fight Pernell Whitaker again because he wants to beat Pernell Whitaker. And I admire that in any champion.
De La Hoya has been very forthcoming about the possibility of giving Whitaker a rematch. His promoter, Bob Arum, doesn't necessarily feel that way.
Well, because Bob doesn't feel like the champion. Bob is the guy who's looking at it from the business aspect. It was an ugly fight to him, and he probably doesn't want to see it again. But I can understand both of the fighters. Neither fighter dominated the fight, which is why both fighters want to come back because they want somebody to know that they are the better fighter.
But De La Hoya is behaving as an honorable sportsman, which he is.
Like I said, he showed me a lot of character when he said he is willing to and more ready to do it again because that showed me that he wasn't pleased with the way he got the decision. He wasn't pleased with his victory. Even though he probably pulled it out, it could have went either way. I don't know. I wouldn't have taken the fight because, like I said, Whitaker was champion. But that showed that De La Hoya has character, and he wants the world to see that he's the best, so he wants to beat Whitaker and prove the point.
Meanwhile, back here at the Las Vegas Hilton, Marco Antonio Barrera lands another left to the body, and more, his main weapon is working in the fight.
Yeah, and as we come to the midpoint in the fight, Jones looks much worse for the wear.
Like I said, the puncher is usually the guy that will wear down first. That was a body shot that hurt Junior Jones.
This was a big round for Barrera as the bell sounds at the midway point of the fight. Watch the graphics at the bottom of your screen for the upcoming boxing schedule here on HBO.
4 shots at a time, okay? All right, that 1 or 2 ain't getting it, man. You're getting hip to that stuff. Okay. And look, check your balance now, baby. You getting hit with dumb stuff. The guy's falling away, hitting you with all crazy stuff. Here's the mouthpiece.
Go ahead, Dog Junior.
Listen, I need 2, 3, 4 punches, okay? Pick the pace up on this guy, man. Hey, can't nobody keep that pace.
All right, coach.
All right, baby?
All right.
Here you go, some water.
All right, you need to be calm. Don't be overconfident. That jab, keep your hands up and use that jab. You're doing well.
Let's go. Come on.
Punch stat numbers through 6 rounds. Barrera landing 126 out of 273.